He hunted in the shadows of London, a city of lights, headlines, and denial. And even after the murders were uncovered, the story didn't stay in the news, not for long. He was called the Camden Ripper, but few in Britain remember his name. This is the story of how some lives disappear and how the media helps them fade. This is Crown and Fog. March 2002. A housing officer entered a government flat in Camden, North London. He was responding to complaints, a foul smell. Inside, he found body parts. In the fridge, in black bags. A woman's torso was found in a bin nearby. This wasn't a robbery or a sudden act of rage. It was something colder, planned, repeated. Zambia man who lived there was 51-year-old Anthony Hardy, a father, an engineer, a man with a long psychiatric history and a history of violence against women. He had already been arrested years earlier for holding his wife hostage, and yet, time and time again, he was released. In 2000, Hardy was even arrested for the suspicious death of a woman in his flat. The case was dropped. The cause of death? Natural causes, despite signs of violence. 2 years later, he was free to kill again, and he did. Elizabeth Valdez, Bridget MacDonald, Paula Fields, Sally White, all were vulnerable. All were women living on the margins, sex workers, often homeless with little protection. And the media? They reported it, briefly, then turned the page. There was no national reckoning, no month-long coverage, no public inquiry, only silence. By the time Anthony Hardy was caught, he had already dismembered his victims, disposed of them in public spaces. But the media never made him famous. Maybe because the victims weren't famous. Maybe because the killer didn't fit a cinematic mold. Or maybe because some stories are easier to forget when the system is partly to blame. Released, ignored, forgotten. The press moved on, but their families couldn't. Anthony Hardy died in prison in 2020. No big headlines, no front pages, just a brief obituary for a man the press once called a monster, then promptly buried in silence. In Crown and Fog, we don't chase headlines. We chase the stories that slipped beneath them. Subscribe, and don't forget their names. This was Crown and Fog.